we're back at it, guys and gals, and I told you I was going to show you how to make some patch panels yourself. Well, here we go. It's real simple, really basic. Take you some painter's tape and basically tape over the hole. Draw it out. You can put bend right here if you want. Me, what I'm going to do is probably bend this. Actually, it's going to be a straight piece. So it's going to fit right behind this piece of metal here, and I'll weld in the seam. Pretty easy, right? See that little hole there where I messed up? I'm just going to slide a piece in behind it, tack it. First, we're going to knock this a little more flat. I don't know if you guys can tell or not, but that sticks out just a smidgen. Don't worry about this stuff here. Yes, I know it looks, you know, very professional. But we're going to grind that guy down. We're going to make all these welds smooth to make it look like we know what we're doing, okay? So don't worry about what it looks like right now, because it's going to change, absolutely. So what we're going to do is cut this all out with a pair of scissors, lay it down on that metal, wherever it is, and then we're going to, man, I should make a keychain out of that. ADD just struck, sorry about that, but just look at it, just look. That's some really good, that stuff lasted for a very long time. Anyway, so what's going to happen at the end of the day, whenever we get this thing done, this is all going to be smooth just like this. This is probably Bondo-ish, to where, you know, they smoothed it all out for all these pieces of metal come together. And seam sealer. Seam sealer is your friend. I promise you. Wouldn't steer you wrong. But we're going to take this guy over here with our marker. And seriously, we're just going to cut it out with a pair of scissors, lay it on there, and draw it. That's all we're doing. So I'll show you exactly, you know, just give me a few minutes to grab my scissors, cut this out, lay it down, and I'll show you actually how good it's going to fit. All right, just a few minutes. Okay, so I had to do something real tricky to get in here and weld this little teeny tiny piece of metal in. I had to reach from inside here through that hole with a magnet, one of those extended, you know, where did I drop it magnets? And yeah, it's got rust all over it now. Cool. Because I laid it in the floor. Dang it. Well, anyway, so that guy right there helped me reach in to hold that thing still so I could weld it. So now that hole's fixed. I just want to show you guys this. La pièce de résistance. Now, this is probably going to slide in like crap. Dang it. Well, we might have to like bend this guy down just a skosh. Maybe. Is that gonna, I don't know. It's gonna be a tight fit, just know that. But anyway, I want to show you guys this. Let me see if I can do it with like two hands. I can grab my welder if I just happen to lock it in there. So it's going to fit in like so. It looks like we need to trim it just a little bit up here at the top to make it fit in. And you can actually bend this as you go. It looks like maybe I need to trim this corner just a little more gooder-ish. Yeah, I think that's what's caught me. Because if I cut that guy off of there, sometimes when you draw these guys and gals, you just don't do it perfectly. You know, I don't know if you know this or not, but you know, I'm not exactly what one would call a professional. So we're going to trim that little spiky ear off over here, fit it in there, and then it should be gooder. Oh, what's my weapon of choice, you say? Well, I'll show you. This guy, Carbon E-Spray, and it's cheap because it's electric. It's not the rechargeable guy, so it's a little cheaper. That literally took that long. So I thought I had traced it well. Apparently I didn't. It's okay. We got welders, we got grinders, and you know, all that good stuff. But see, we can fit it in the spot there, and we can bend it. I try to aim the wrong way. Dang it. Okay. Now that you can see me and not see the rack, what we can do is fit it in little by little, as long as we're flush. Now we're not flush up here, so that's the issue. We're still going to have to trim just a little bit off of here, and that's what happens whenever you take the pattern and trace it on here and you cut both the outside of the black line. That's what happens. It's not a big deal though. So what you can do is tuck it just under this piece of metal right here, since we're going to seam it right here, right? We can tack it to there, tack it down here, tack it all the way up here and across here, and then I hope you guys can see that well. See how it's just not, you know, just not good enough yet. But that is when we break out the floppy disk, because that right there with that guy, sometimes you take a lot more off than what you mean to. Wherever I put my, it's the air grinder thingy. Do you like my new hat? I don't know where it went. There it is. So this is also a Harmony State favorite. This is the McGraw. He's a Indian outlaw. But anyway, this guy right here is what I also use to fit this panel into spot. It's what I use to actually fit all of them, because whenever you want to take a little bit of material, that thing's perfect. You are going to run through a lot of floppy disk. Buy plenty, buy plenty. So I'm going to also, you need to clean off all the areas you expect to weld. Even this guy that's got just a little bit of rust there. You should prime the back of it with weld-through primer for some sort of sealant, and then also grind it just to make sure you got a really good surface to weld to. It's going to make life easier later, I promise you. So we're going to get this cleaned up a little bit, fit in the spot, and I'm going to show you how it fits. How's that sound? Give me like 18 or 20 minutes. All right, here is something that you learn as you go, okay? See how this is not lining up at all, right in here-ish at the top and not down here at the bottom. So what we're going to do is make this side, look how tight that is right here. We're fitting it as we go, all on this side first. Why? Because metal bends, correct? So if we bend this correctly all the way to here, make this fit flush, then we can go from the inside, push on this, and weld it straight to that. Problem solved, right? Bada boom, bada bang, da bang. Just the same as up here. See how that's not flush? We can reach right in that same hole, right there, with a screwdriver or whatever can give you enough pressure to push and bend that, tack it right there, and fit our way down. I'm just saying, there's ways. Where there's a will, there's a way. And where there's a welder, there's a way. And grinder. Is that a, right? I think that's a thing. So anyway, that's what we're going to do. And we made it out of one piece of straight metal. You saw it. But we can make this metal do what we need to. My buddy Delmer over at Herd Main's Garage, he's got this famous saying. It's famous between us. He said, you can wrap metal around an egg if you want to. Pretty much true. So, that's what we're doing. We're wrapping metal around an egg. How's that sound? But, that's what I'm doing right now. I'm just really, I wanted it solid that way so it didn't bust away. And what I'm doing it is tacking it on both sides so it doesn't break away whenever I go to push on it this way and push on it from the inside this way. All right? So I'm going to show you how all this lines up, how all of it fits. Remember, jump your welds around. Even though this is, to me, not a really super important panel, because we're going to cover it up, You still don't want all that heat in this metal. See how hot that is? Oh, yeah, I'm not getting burnt. Because I'm just tacking, moving, tacking, moving, tacking, moving. That's what you need to do so you don't warp this metal here, warp this metal or this metal that's also connected. Just remember that. Other than that, guys and gals, we're going to continue doing that, and I'm going to show you how it fits up at the end. All right? If I'm saying it, I'm saying it. We fit it pretty darn good. I mean, look at that. You just look at it. Matches, I mean, pretty much perfect. Now those little welds will get filled in with other weld, and then we'll grind that down as good as we can. Grind it down here at the bottom. And this is smooth, believe it or not. This is actually pretty darn smooth. We do need to perfect it just a little bit, but that was with an actual grinding wheel. With our Carbonese Freight Bauer, this guy. Yeah, so sometimes that flappy wheel takes a little more time, especially if you blow through on some welds like this guy here. See how that's like a lot bigger than the rest? That's because the metal was real thin up here, and I blew through and I had to chase it around. And how you do that is you hit your trigger and just go in a circle to fill in the rust hole. That happened there, there. Oh, that's where I put that one place in. But you see what I'm saying? Now we have a whole new piece. The inner structure down here, all of that fixed. We're not going to have to revisit that. That's done. Nobody else will have to revisit this because it was fixed and fixed correctly. By the way, if you do happen to push in on this side so you can mount this perfectly with a rubber ended hammer, just expect it to melt just a little. Maybe use a wooden one. I just, you know, not that that happened to mine, but if this was the hammer, I'm just saying, if that was the guy, okay, I did. It is what it is. So now we're heading back over to this side, and we're gonna wrap this guy up. Whoop. And we're gonna fit this panel in that I lost. Awesome. Okay, there it is. So we're gonna fit this panel in the same as we did the other, and this side will be done. And yep, more happy fun time right there. Get to cut out more metal and make more patterns. But you know what, this is actually pretty fun. I'm not even like mildly upset, for real. This is actually a pretty good time, you know, if you like hanging out in your garage by yourself with no one around. And I do. So it worked out real well. We're just gonna do the exact same thing. We're gonna clip right here on, you can't see that, right there on that metal where that hole is. That way, so it clears this, wrap it around there. We're going to get it. It's going to look really good, just like the other side. I'm really happy with the way all this is coming. We're going to cut this further up because I see, well, it might be because I chewed up the paint. Anyway, looks like we got, I can't tell, that might need to go up a little higher. We'll find out whenever we start hitting it with the old grinder wheel. It's going to tell us real quick. But we're going to take this tire off, and there are pop rivets in here. I don't know if I showed you guys that or not. If you've done sheet metal replacement, you know there are weird pop rivets that you're not going to see, like all up in this business. So punch your holes before you put it on there. It's going to make life a lot easier, and then that's how you secure it. I mean, it's pretty easy. It's not that bad. But I am just in love with the way that fit. Golly, man, that is so good. Anyway, I gotta get back to work, but I thought I would show you guys how to do that. Once I fit this panel, I showed you guys how to just draw the thing. So honestly, for all of this, I'm going to repeat the exact same process. If it has a bend, I'm going to draw a line and mark bend. Then I'm going to bend it accordingly. I'm going to go over to the bender thing over there and bend it, and hopefully I bent it the right way. If I didn't, I'm gonna bring it back and bend it the other way. It's not a big deal. Most of this stuff, like this here, is actually going to be a pretty darn big piece of metal. But you can also use scrap metal, and just like this and this, nothing says you have to use one piece of metal. If this had a weird, I couldn't see it bending this way and this way, I would use 2 pieces of metal. If I'm not confident in my ability, I might use 2 pieces of metal. But that right there, if I could do that, I know you guys at home could do it, because that was actually very, very basic. You just kind of have to think what you need to do. Metal bends, so we bend it. I mean, it's pretty easy. You guys can get it, I know you can. Anyway, so that's how I make my little panels. Right, wrong, or indifferent. Sometimes I use paper. But since I've started doing the tape trick, I like it a lot better. It's a lot easier. The pattern is pretty much dead nuts on. And then, like I say, man, you just come over to a piece of scrap metal. And here's the thing too, don't cut this dead center. Then you just wasted a lot of metal. Always try to stay to an edge, a straight line edge, however you can, to make sure, one, you're getting one straight side if it's a straight cut. This right here was not really a straight cut too much. See how it has ins and outs? Then it goes like this. That's why we cut it on this edge here. That edge there. So you cut accordingly, and you go with it. You know what I mean? That's my 2 cents. Hopefully this helps you guys and gals out. And looks like I got a lot more welding, cutting, and grinding to do. Especially since we ordered the paint. It's supposed to be in like 2 or 3 days. So I'll be sharing that with you guys too. I'll let you know what color we're officially painting it. And it's actually going to be a really gorgeous car. So I'm pretty excited to see this thing done really quickly. But anyway, I got stuff to do. You got stuff to do. So good luck with yours, and hopefully we'll get done with this body work like really quick, because I love body work. No, I don't. So we're going to finish tacking this guy in all the way so we can grind it down, do that work, and we'll see you guys next time here, and gals, next time here on Right Turn Garage TV. And if you're doing body work, just know you're saving a lot of money. All right, we'll see you next time. Y'all have a good one.